I don't just talk, I do it. Say what I mean and prove it. Stand on 10, no fluking. Straight in the field, no moving. I don't just talk, I do it. Truth in my walk, I use it.
Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning back into the Built by Belief podcast. My name is Dylan.
Christian.
Cortland.
And we're going to be going over today, what if we centered our life around a leap of faith, stepping into new opportunities, staying disciplined with your goals, and understanding why today matters in the bigger picture and everything you do. With that being said, I'm going to give Cortland the floor.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to be here with you guys. So if you do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always gotten, and that's a quote by John C. Maxwell. But I started seeing how I should become more process focused, because I can tell you time after time, I have had so many results not go through, and then I'm just left disappointed, and I'm like, oh, should I really be doing this? And then, someone imparted it in my life, and a better question I started asking myself, instead of, hey, is this what I should be doing? Started asking myself, who did I become along the way? I've met multiple people, networked around with multiple people, and they do very well for themselves financially, but all the other aspects of their life are broken. And so, yeah, it's great that you have a lot of money and everything like that, but there's no fruit on the tree to really show for all these other areas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, good stuff. And I love how you elaborate on, a lot of people focus on that one area that they're good in, and they take that and run with it. But it's Christ calls us to be good in all areas of our life, all areas, whether if it's working our job, whether if it's being in a relationship, whether if it's having friendships, whether if it's leading a ministry, or anything that you're a part of. He calls us to do our best in all things. Because a lot of times we tend to think, oh, I only need to do my best in something that I'm doing personally. Like, I only need to do my best in my own business. But again, that plays a part in everything you do. Everything. So if you're simply only applying yourself in an area you feel like you want to apply yourself in, it limits you to the possibilities of being that best version in all areas of your life. So again, I love that you elaborated on that. Realizing that, hey, it's never one area, it's always all areas. Even if it's giving 10% in each area, that's better than giving 100% in one area and the rest of it letting it just crumble and going, whatever. Like, it doesn't mean nothing to me. Because then that's when you start seeing an influx in your standards and what you're choosing. And also, as you're going forward, you tend to lose those things you had before, like that community, those friends. And you gain all this other stuff, like this wealth probably, but you lose all those connections, all those people, all of your loved ones, and overall all the opportunities you could have had in the future, because you simply only wanted to care about one thing in your life. So, yeah. Any elaboration on that, Dylan?
Yeah. I mean, 100%. I think it's very important to stay mindful of that, you know? Like, you can be a great communicator, right? But then what does your action look like behind the communication, right? And vice versa. You can be a man of action, but if you're weak on communication, right, maybe that's something you could polish up on and really start to get better at. I know for me, one of the biggest things is, at times time management, right? Even though when I do show up, I do go through with what we're doing, like, hey, I'm here, let's make it happen, right? Well, you were late, so let's polish up on that, right?
Yeah.
So it's all these little things that we tend to neglect at times. Always needs to be addressed in the light. We should always be looking at what we can do better, not only for us, but for others, valuing their time. And at the end of the day, it's just about growth. 1% every day, that 1% rule really falls into this. And I think this is definitely a good topic when it comes to one of our points is why starting now matters in the long term.
Yes.
It starts right now.
Yeah.
What could I have done better today? Father, reveal to me what I need to really repent on and get better at so I can do better the next day and so forth. And you take up that process every single day that just compounds over time. And that's why today matters now.
Yes, anything above zero compounds. The compound effect, man, that's
it's powerful stuff.
Man, and then he talks about anything above zero compounds. And it's crazy how, applying anything, even simply going out and walking for half a mile is better than you just staying and going, hey, I can do it tomorrow. it's just those little things, the little things that matter. So
Mhm.
again, the 1% perspective is a phenomenal perspective that I've seen every high level achiever approach with. So
Oh yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A little more elaboration on that point, man, because it's just so good. Is like even like your jobs, right? So I work at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, and I might look at that and say, I don't have to give my all in this job. It's just a fast food joint,
Yeah.
But no, what it means to really take up that cross is to honor God in all you do, even that little job you've been entrusted to.
Yeah.
You're a fast food employee, be the best possible fast food employee you can be. You're a janitor, be the best possible janitor you can be. In any role that you're giving to, treat that like a jewel, like a privilege in all you do, and that's gonna manifest in all other opportunities that you're giving to that you're given in the future. People think that, oh, when I get that job that I want, then I'll give my all. Well, if you're not giving your all now, what makes you think you're gonna give your all when you do get that job, right?
Another way to, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that, well, how you do one thing is how you're going to do everything. So if you start making little exceptions here and there, like, yeah, I'll slack on this, I'll slack on that, I'm not really sure why you wouldn't start doing that for all these other areas of your life where it's like, yeah, it seems like a small thing now, but it's all those small things that compounded into one big thing, right? So, I mean, like, if you look at $1 million, well, if you really break it down, well, whatever that would be worth in pennies.
No,
So,
yeah.
but, just to kind of, drill on that point there. But that's good, Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and I love that model you gave. That's literally like day one mentality, like penny thinking. Like penny thinking compared to millionaires, like again, it's like nothing because we think, oh man, like we look at this high earning person, man, there's no way I can make money like that. But again, you're not looking at the pennies that he had in the very beginning, how he treated a single penny. Like how did he treat a single penny before he got that much pennies more? And so again, like I don't know math behind it, but
Yeah.
that's a good analogy. Again, like how did you treat those little pennies, that dollar, that $1,000, that $100,000 before he got to $1 million? A lot of people think, man, when I get to $1 million, I'll become serious, I'll become disciplined, I'll become this person. When I get that job, I'll become this person.
Are you thinking of the scripture I'm thinking of?
Say it.
Yeah. So if you can be trusted with little, you can be trusted with much.
Yes.
Amen.
So
Read my mind.
I think Myron Golden, if you guys don't know who that is, you should definitely go check him out. He's got an amazing podcast that's absolutely blessed the socks off of my life. But I even heard him say in one of his podcasts or his videos, because I know he has a YouTube channel, but he said that if he ever saw a penny on the ground, he would stop and pick it up. And the guy's, I want to say he's a billionaire. I just know that money, he's got.
I
I think I know who you're talking about.
How many
He's-
pennies is that?
Yeah, he's
like a professor, right?
Yeah. He's doing really good. He's got a bunch of different tiers of leadership programs, and those are for people who are doing. They have very atypical incomes, and so. But yeah. So
Oh yeah.
that was the scripture that came to mind.
I think I know who you're talking about, and I think I've listened to him in the past
Gray hair,
as well.
black guy. Yeah, or
Black-
white hair. Yeah.
White hair, black man.
Yeah.
Has that business persona.
Yep.
Yeah. Great, amazing guy. Myron Golden, I need to check him out. He's a very wise man. I mean, everything he says is scripture backed up, and it's very, very practical,
Yeah. If you have iPhones, I mean, you can still find it on Android, but it's the Boss Moves podcast, and so iPhone users, so that's for you, and then Android's.
Good stuff.
Well, you need to get it together. So I can only say that because I transitioned from iPhone to making a mistake from going to Android. I had an Android for like 3 years, and I was like, this was a dumb decision. So yeah, but anything else you guys want to add, or you want to move on to the next point?
Yeah, no, I mean, a podcast. Well, actually, this particular podcast, I believe me and Christian were listening to ET at one point, and it might have been someone like a special guest he had on that platform at the time who was speaking. It was this lady, but a very wise woman, by the way. But anyways, she was speaking about these college students. So there's this one class where she noticed that many of the students were wearing suits to class. And they were very much taking those classes serious, like, this is what I'm getting into. I'm going to become the person who I need to become right now during the pruning period.
Yeah.
So whenever I do get that job, this is nothing new to me,
Yeah.
I've already expected this, I've anticipated this, I've prepared for it. And so I'm going to be successful, as opposed to people with the other college students, right, they show up to class in pajama pants. And it's kind of like, well, I'll become that person I need to become once I get the job, right? It's that same mentality here, you know, fixed mindset versus that growth mindset. And just being wise with their time now. Like, hey, I'm already going to wear suits when I go to that class. I mean, I'm treating this thing like it's already happening, you know?
I almost wore sweatpants for this podcast. Oh, well,
Shots fired.
I saw Dylan's outfit first, and I was like, surely. I'm like, oh. So,
I'm powered by Jesus.
amen.
Powered by
And that's why you should judge righteous judgment, not judge off appearance. So,
Oh, right.
but it does.
So, but yeah, you were talking about Sabrina Lloyd.
Sabrina Lloyd.
So yeah, she's a phenomenal entrepreneur. I heard that same podcast. She talked about how the real world shapes you basically. How like basically we want to be prepared when it happens, but again, you never fall to your expectations. You fall to
Your level of preparation.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're quoting. Yeah, you fall to the level of your preparation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that you're
Yeah.
pretty spot
Yeah.
on with that.
I mean,
I was trying to throw that one in.
it's that same philosophy with anything you do when like rehearsing or practicing for a game. You practice how you're going to play in the game, right?
Yeah.
Basketball, football. I mean, you practice during these practices they go through simulations of what the game is going to be like, and you know the same point with a theater play, right? They rehearse like they're going to actually perform on the stage, and so it's the same thing with what you're preparing for in that new role, that new job. Treat the pruning period like you're already in that job, you're already in that position, and you're going through the simulations of what you're already going to be dealing with in that job. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's just very important. It's essential.
Good stuff.
Keep in mind.
Good stuff. Well, we're at the 12-minute mark.
Okay, you want to move on to the next?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the next
Oh.
topic.
I forgot I was going first. I thought I was starting with the first one, and then. Okay, so the second one being staying disciplined with your goals.
Yes.
So I'm looking at my notes for this. I don't like to. So here we go. So make it habitual when staying disciplined with your goals. Now every habit does begin with one action, and every choice that you make is you casting a vote for who you want to be. You also earn your trust whenever you are keeping your commitments, no matter how small they may seem or insignificant they may seem. You had talked about keeping time commitments. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have the level of maturity to understand this in a season of my life. But it's like, oh, like what? What's the BFD? I was only late 3 minutes. Like, yeah, well, you told a 3-minute lie. You said you were going to be here at, you were going to be here at 5 p.m. It's 5:03 or 5:05. Now, if you're going to be late, I mean, what's so hard about you just shooting a text message or shooting a phone call? I mean, hopefully you're not on the road, but you got to do what you got to do. Maybe you should edit that out because I feel like I'm endorsing unsafe driving. But
Yeah.
Practicing some due diligence on your side and just letting someone know, hey, like I'm still coming, but I'm going to be running a few minutes late or however late you're going to be running.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the most humble thing you can do too. It's like
Yeah.
you're putting your pride. So your ego wants to go. You know what? Whatever. I'm here. Just be grateful I'm here. But at the same time, you need to value the other person's time too.
Yeah.
That's the big part. It's like, okay, if you have respect for the other person, you're willing to value their time as much as you like your time value. Because again, we all have places to be.
Mm-hmm.
We all have life. Life happens. There's grace with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you also should be willing to ask for the grace too. To go, hey, or at least let them know, hey, I'm going to be late. Heads up, man. I apologize. I'll get better at this moving forward. And actually taking intentionality to actually get better at it. A lot of times we'll say, yo, I'll get to it. I'll get better. I'll get better. And a whole year's gone by and you still haven't gotten better at your time management. And again, like we all have an issue. And I've had the issue for a while, like time management. I'm no better, perfect person than the one next to me. But it's a matter of you being intentional, realizing, okay, I need to actually hammer this down and get better at it. Because a lot of times we do kind of blow it out the window going, time's whatever. But again, you're not on your own time in this life. You're on everyone else's time too. And so how much more can you respect the person? By valuing everyone else's time.
I'd like to, I don't know if you were still going, because we've all probably had that time in our childhoods where we would make plans with a friend, and now we both didn't really have, this principle nailed down like we do now. But whenever you would make plans with a friend, like your best friend from school, and they don't show up for X amount of minutes or even potentially hours. And some people do that today and they're adults, which is beyond me. But it's like they don't even say anything, and you're over here wondering like, hey, where's my buddy, or where's my best friend? And you should take it as flattering that someone wants to know where you're at, because they value your existence, they value your relationship in their life. Yeah. And so it's like, I don't see it as what are you, my keeper? It's like, well, dude, if you don't want to hang out with people, I'm not really sure why you're in a relationship to begin with. Just like, fine, be an isolationist, but psychology said that's not a good idea for human beings. So just be better. So but I mean, you're like, wow, this really sucks. And then what sucks even more is that this could have been time that you may have been making with other friends, or for other things that you could have been investing your time into. So I'll leave it there.
That's really good stuff. Yeah, and again, it all plays a part in achieving your goals too. It's, again, little things. I'm saying it's little things, like you valuing time, you showing up, you being a dependable person will also allow you to reach your goals as well too. Because in this life, the book I'm currently reading is Let Them Theory, and it talks about how winning the game of life is also helping others win as well. So coming together and doing life together with other people, not against people, is the way to win this game of life. Because at the end of the day, Mel Robbins, the author of the Let Them Theory, said, each of us are dealt a deck of cards. And again, you can't do nothing about your deck of cards. However, you can play your best with what you have, and then you can also learn from others as well on how to play your cards better. You simply can't take from other people's decks. You simply can't give. But you can, most certainly lead, or even be able to point or even gain direction from other people who also walk that path. And so again, having wise counsel and having those goals in mind to remember, hey, I want to be here. Let me surround myself with people who want to also help me get there as well. And not just be careless about my time, my intention, my overall goals. Because at the end of the day, your goals are, a lot of times is what drives people in this life. Again, keeping Christ first, but having goals set to move yourself forward as well, while moving His kingdom forward. It's a great desire to have, because again, when you don't have those things to push you, you kind of just be floating through life. And when you're floating through life, that's whenever sin tends to creep in. And then when it creeps in, again, it roots back to what's your goals. Like when a man's idle, his hands are just idle. He's kind of just open to anything. That's when people can hit you up going, hey man, let's go do this. But it's like if you're already booked for something else, you value time. Hey man, I can't make it. And again, you'll see the growth in that. So.
Yeah. Talk about the power of saying no. It's okay to do that. Tell you, there's times when I've after the day's over, I may have had a conversation or something with someone, and I'm like, I really wish I had said no, or why didn't I speak up about how I truly felt about something? Instead, I feel like I just got steamrolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so your time is valuable too. It just if you don't act like it, well, then people are also going to treat your time as valuable as you treat yours. If they're a really good friend, then they'll still treat your time with respect.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it also hits character too. It definitely hits your character.
100%.
And you realize that too. Again, a good analogy you use is think of your character as a battery, or as a chart, and you add to it every time you follow through with your character. Every time you follow through, you add to it. Every time you go against yourself, you take from it. And so every day you should be wanting to build up that battery, up that character, up that person that you want to be, or God's called you to be. And so, again, you behind closed doors. So keep that in mind as you go through life and choose those decisions that define you pretty much and who you are as a person. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan, you look like you have something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just have that look on your face.
Yeah, no, I'm just processing everything y'all say, you know. Yeah, I always have stuff I could say, I could capitalize on, but it's always good to hear first what others have and really let it sink in. And that's what I've been doing with you guys, just letting that sink in. And a good thing to capitalize on what y'all were talking about is just, you know, the time management on that aspect, right? And so I'm not going to shout his name out. I mean, I'm sure Christian probably knows who I'm talking about because we're really close, but a man who's in my life, who I've known all my life, for all that matter, he's never been the best at time management. And there's times that we would meet up, you know, and he would paint this picture for us, hey, I'm going to be here at this time. But he's really going to be there like 30 minutes after that time, right? I mean, we've all had that person, right, who's like, yeah, man, I'm like 10 minutes away. You know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes go by, he's still not there, right? And even though they do show up and they're there at that point, still that part where they lied to you and said that they were going to be there this time and they didn't show up still doesn't sit right with the rest of the group. You know what I mean? And so that's already a false start, you know, in the takeoff, I guess, in the race. That kind of analogy. It's a false start. It just sets you up for failure throughout the rest of it. And take it from me, every time this person did that, sure, when he did show up, it was great, but him constantly doing that just built onto, like what you were saying, the character, you know, feeding that battery. Every time you do stuff out of character, it takes away from your battery. And every time he would do that, that just kind of painted this picture for us like, well, so-and-so's coming. We can expect this from him. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be that guy who, you know, well, hey, Dylan's coming, so well, we're going to expect him to lie to us and he's going to be late, you know, like, no.
Yeah.
You want to be the man who's going to be a man or woman who you can for sure say that anybody who's conducted business with you, anybody who's met up with you can say, I can trust this person. He, she is a valuable asset to have on the team. They're always a man or a woman of their word. They stay committed to what they're going to do and follow through on what they say they're going to do, you know. Because again, that just falls into being trustworthy, right? Nobody wants someone on their team who's just going to paint one picture for them going into it and then do contrary, right? That's a very big thing to have. That's a very valuable thing to have in this world, is to be someone who is honoring their word, their action behind what they say.
I think a good question to use to expand on is, hey, I mean, what aspects of my life can I improve on to make it more conducive for a healthier life, more godly life? And so for those of you who may be listening and you're not a believer, I mean, that's totally fine. We still love you. But these are also questions that you can ask from a secular standpoint as well.
So what you're doing right now is either going to break you for the future to come, or it's going to make you, right? It's all up to you. And so what we do today, right? Exercise, reading, the word, prayer, that's going to lead to me becoming the man I need to be tomorrow and the next day and the next day. You know,
And you don't get the day
drinking.
back. And you don't get the day back.
And you don't get the day back, exactly. Vice versa, smoking, drinking, sleeping around, wasting time on doom scrolling, that's going to produce nothing but the same result the next day and the next day. And it'll accumulate over a year, 2 years, 5 years from now.
Compounds.
So it compounds. The compound effect is the name of the game on that question. You know, that applies. With that being said, y'all, thank you so much for joining us back in the Build by Belief podcast. That's all we got for you today, and we hope to see you next week. Stay blessed, y'all.
Stay blessed, guys.
It was.